Hey, what's up everybody? It's Andrew back again for another HorrorViews movie review. Silent House stars Elizabeth Olsen and a couple other guys I've never heard of before. So Silent House is one of those movies that you can't really say anything about without giving a whole bunch away. Merely because not much happens. The whole movie until the very end, nothing really happens. It's all suspense and build up with one big twist ending. So the unique thing about Silent House is that it is shot in one single film take and cut together to look like a real-time movie. 88 minutes long and it plays out in real time. That's the coolest thing that it has going for it and by far the best part of this movie. So going into Silent House, I didn't have very high expectations, but I was definitely excited to see a one-take movie. I've never seen one before, never seen one come to theaters, and I looked really cool. After all the trailers and everything, I was actually pretty excited for it, but I didn't have super high expectations. So the biggest flaw that Silent House has is right off the bat marketing. The trailer makes it look like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre like crazy brutal movie or something with the camera flashes and the suspense with an opening like at 7:20 p.m. One of the most shocking and twisted incidents beheld Sarah Murphy and her father, whatever. You know, they make it sound like it's something extreme, something crazy. So when you go in, you're expecting something like that, and it is nothing like that. Nothing at all like that. So Silent House is supposed to be based on true events. That's what the trailer says anyway. I haven't looked much into it, but I'm not going to go into the story or anything about that. All I'm going to say is that whether it's inspired by true events or not, it's totally unoriginal. I've seen it a million times before. I've seen it better. And for a movie that relies on suspense all the way through the movie for one twist ending, it's a terrible, terrible twist ending. In fact, here's a reaction of what's going on in my head watching the twist ending at the end of this movie. What? Bleeding toilet? No. What the heck? Okay, that's weird. What? No. No, don't go there. No. Oh, please don't. No. No. So that is exactly what I thought at the end of this movie. I knew it was coming. It was unbelievably predictable, and I was hoping and praying it wouldn't end like that. Because the movie was okay. It's not a fantastic movie, but it's got a cool atmosphere, and the whole fact that it is in a single film take adds to the suspense. It's not great, but it's entertaining. But once you get to the ending and you're just like, okay, I would be perfectly fine with just, I would be happy with just a plain ending, wrapping up the story, explaining what's happening. None of this, I don't want any twists, I don't want any craziness, but no, you get this stupid ending that you've seen 1,000 times before, and you know what's, I mean, it's so predictable. I mean, it's nothing new at all. So I give the filmmakers major props for making a one-shot, you know, real-time horror movie. Awesome, and I can understand how they would not want to, you know, go, let's say, just write, you know, put a lot of effort into writing a really great script and then to like take a big chance on something that may turn out terrible, you know, may be a big flop. But if you're going to take a chance like this, go for it. Go all in. Write a good script. Write some new stuff you couldn't do in a different movie. Try and use it to its advantage, or use suspense, which they did a little bit with The House that has like 2 million doors in it. But I mean, it's a big house. I'm not going to think about that. It adds to the suspense. I'm not going to critique that or anything like that. That was cool, but the story is very, very plain. There is nothing happening for like the first hour of the movie. So as can be expected, because this movie is shot in one take, there's going to be a lot of flaws, a lot of mess ups. I didn't notice that many. I noticed a few. There's a part where she looks at the camera and then kind of looks away. There's definitely some parts that could have been edited, but in my opinion, it kind of added to the suspense. It felt more real, you know, which I think was the idea. It gets you more into the movie and you feel like you're with the character. Elizabeth Olsen did a fantastic job in this movie, in my opinion. She felt real, she felt raw. A lot of her reactions, the people in the audience are like, oh man, it looks like she's taking a crap, or she's pooping, or she's constipated. It's like, that's what real terror looks like. You're not gonna, when you can't scream, you're not gonna sit there and be like, you know, she makes faces that in this movie that look like real terror. She looks like she's scared. You know, she's she's tearing up, she's freaked out, and I thought she did a fantastic job with that. Sure, people are going to sit there and be like, oh, what's that face? You know, why is she making that face? Why is she doing that? That's like, she's scared. She doesn't know what to do. I felt it. I think she did a great job in this movie, especially for a one-take movie. I mean, she did a fantastic job. She is the lead of the movie. That's pretty much who you see throughout the entire movie. She carried it by herself. I mean, she just had a camera following her around, running through the house, you know, falling over things, going through the dark, just lots of different things that she had to do and carry the movie by herself. So she did a great job. Unfortunately, that's the best part of the movie, is the suspense. It did have some suspense. It had some really cool, like, candlelight sort of atmosphere, ghost story atmosphere kind of build. You know, just a cool pacing in the first part of the movie that kind of, you know, built up and was very suspenseful. But by the end of the movie, you're just kind of like, you've forgotten about all that and you're watching this terrible ending. By the time you leave the theaters, it's like, it's gone. I barely remember the movie by the time I left the theaters. There's no memorable scenes. There's nothing you're gonna really look back on and like take home with you. And unfortunately, that is the only thing the movie really has going for, is that it was shot in real time, or, you know, it was one take, made it look like it was in real time. That's what it has going for it. If it wasn't that, if it wasn't this movie shot in real time, I would be sitting here in front of the camera telling you this movie sucked. It was terrible because nothing happened. It was a terrible ending. It was a terrible script. It was just not a good movie, with the exception of how they did it, how they filmed it. It was suspenseful. You know, it was really cool idea, really cool idea, really well done. It's just the script, the story, which it's inspired by true events, so I can't, you know, get too mad about that and be like, well, they should have written something better. But they could have done a lot better job with it, taken some different turns, made some different decisions. It could have been a lot better. The movie is adequate, it's okay. I would say don't go see it in theaters, wait and rent it. People in theaters are just gonna laugh and ruin it for you, and it's really not worth the price. It's great to see it, check it out just to support it, you know, because I'd like to see more movies done like this. I love the idea, so just check it out, see what you think. But overall, it could have been a lot better movie. It really wasn't great, but I'm not hating on it too, because it was a big risk doing a movie like this. I'm glad it came to theaters. I'm glad people are seeing it. So if you've seen Silent House, tell me what you think. Tell me if you thought they did a good job with the, you know, the whole real-time effect. If you thought they should have just made this movie not real-time, I think it would have sucked that way. But let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe.